Hi, I'm Drew Creel.
And I'm Ed McCrary.
And this is Stack World.
Stack World is a 4X competitive legacy game targeted towards the hobby gamer market. It ranges from 2 to 4 players and takes about an hour and a half to 3 hours of playtime depending on the number of players. Stack World takes board gaming to the fourth dimension by focusing gameplay around a tile-based topographical map. A map that also has the power to store game pieces and player decisions across matches, literally burying the results of the previous match into the board, creating a legacy game that can be played successively an infinite number of times. Nations compete for dominance, with the goal of holding the greatest dynasty over the many seasons and ages of Stack World. Players use robust heroes, industrious villages, powerful scripts, and ancient relics to explore the lands with their checkered past, expand their network by building numerous structures, exploiting the ruins of the past while exterminating their enemies for their own future glory. All before the Mystic Island sinks into the ocean again for the next century. 122 terror tiles make up the entirety of the Stack World board. There are 4 different terror tiles, each representative of a different type of terrain. Terror tiles have value as a specific resource for scripts, relics, and heroes, but can also be converted directly to gold according to their nation's value matrix. While on the board, terror tiles provide differing movement difficulties to the heroes that travel across them. Each hero has 4 move points, and each terror tile has its own move cost. Bricks, relics, and villages all change the move cost of any tile space to 1. Lava is typically impossible to enter and build upon, though there are exceptions. If a hero does not have enough remaining move points to cover the move cost of a tile they wish to enter, they cannot move into that tile space and must choose a different route if possible. Tiles may only be stacked 4 high during any game. Any difference in elevation greater than 1 tile is considered a cliffside and will restrict movement and bricklaying from occurring in that direction. Units which hold the high ground over their opponent will receive an attack or defense bonus equal to the difference in elevation times 2. In this example, the red hero gains a +4 to its attack due to being 2 tiles above the blue hero. And here, the green village gains a +2 to its defense due to being 1 tile above the blue hero. The history of Stack World is preserved by using a 5th tile type, the favor tile, to fill in the board between matches. Favor tiles also function as a rare form of currency. 2 favor tiles can be used to replace a single tile cost on a hero, relic, or script. Each match of Stack World is played out over 7 rounds. Each round of the game is made up of 5 phases. Sunrise, when sunrise relics activate. Morning, when players draw their scripts and wake their heroes. Daytime, when heroes take their actions. Evening, when nations build new structures and recruit even more heroes. And sunset, when villages and sunset relics activate. When the round cycles back from sunset to sunrise, the year peg moves 1 space clockwise along its track. At the end of each round, the turn order rotates, moving each peg from left to right along its track, then cycling back. The player with the highest victory point total at the end of 7 rounds wins the match. Players score their final victory by counting the total number of significant structures still under their control, plus the number of bonus victory points they've achieved during the game. Heroes, relics, and villages are each worth 1 victory point. This example shows that the Red Nation has 3 heroes, 3 relics, 2 villages, and 3 bonus points, giving them a victory total of 11, while the Blue Nation has 3 heroes, 3 relics, 3 villages, but only 1 bonus point, giving them a total score of 10, making Red the victor. And the winner marks their victory on the game calendar, tracking their dynasty's progress across time. Players may command up to 6 different heroes during the day phase to attack enemy units, harvest terror tiles for resource, and terraform the land for a geographic advantage. These actions can be performed on any tile space within a hero's range, which consists of the space they occupy, as well as their surrounding adjacent spaces. Each hero may choose to move once before or after its action that turn. Heroes are destroyed after being harmed twice. and will become exhausted after taking its action, needing to rest until the next morning. In combat, units can take the high ground, hedge their wealth, and play cunning scripts to offset the odds of battle. During the evening phase, players use their heroes to lay bricks, settle villages, recruit even more heroes, and develop the mystic relics of ancient power which are buried throughout Stackworld. There are 24 relics in Stackworld, each providing a unique bonus or action to the nation that controls it. Relics have no national affiliation on their own, and must be either occupied by a nation's hero, or connected back to that nation's capital city via their network of bricks, villages, and other relics in order to claim control. Bricks can be used to create roads for ease of travel, walls for improved defense, and to connect relics to your empire. Villages are built more easily than relics, and provide gold every sunset equal to half the value of the terra tile it covers relative to the nation's value matrix. Script cards contain a variety of powerful, instantaneous, one-time effects that can be used at any time during the game, provided you can pay its resource cost. Players pursue their strategies, expanding their empires until the end of 7 rounds, when the island inevitably sinks beneath the ocean again for another century, taking whatever was left on its surface to be buried in time, becoming the history to be uncovered for future players. Winning all 4 seasons, or winning a single season 3 times with the same nation counts as a campaign victory, and then the supreme victor may recreate the world in whatever tile arrangement they wish. Beyond the board being 3-dimensional, and allowing players to literally sculpt the map as they play, Stackworld provides an endless saga experience, by letting player choices both add and remove game features over time, creating an environment that naturally evolves based on causality, rather than a limited set of decision tracks. This system allows the game to be neatly stored, its information preserved and ready to go for the next match, with no additional setup, note-taking, or reference sheets required.
At the beginning of each game, players remove all favor tiles from the board, revealing the state of the world left over from the last match. Players select their desired nation box, corresponding roster, and bank dial, then inspect its contents. The starting amount of certain components may vary for each nation depending on the results of prior games. Players collect all relic cards that correspond with the relics found in their nation boxes. Each nation will have their own variety of relics to choose from during the game. The turn order is established by whatever means the group desires. Then each player adds a nation peg of their color to the corresponding position of the game calendar. The year peg should always be found underneath the nation peg of the previous game winner, tracking the campaign progress. At the start of each game, the phase peg is set to the daytime slot. In this way, the first round of the game will skip the sunrise and morning phases. The end peg is placed 7 rounds away, clockwise from the year peg's position, and all nation bonus victory points start at 0. Players now select their starting positions on the board, according to the turn order. Player 1 may place their capital city on any tile space along the edge of the board, excluding lava. A player will be looking for an area of the map they believe has enough terra tiles they value, as well as a strong geographic advantage. During a 2-player match, the second player may place their capital city within 3 tile spaces to the left or right of the edge tile space directly opposite of player 1's capital city. Once each capital has been placed, players may select any 2 of their 6 available heroes and position them adjacent to or on top of their capital city. The script deck is shuffled and placed somewhere on the table within easy reach of all players. Each player starts the game with 2 gold in their nation's bank and a favor tile. The game begins with players taking their hero actions during the day phase. The Green Nation plans that it would like to build the Lithorum, a relic which lays bricks every sunset. This relic specifically costs 2 boulder tiles to build. With this in mind, the green player chooses one of their 2 available heroes and has it take the harvest action for its turn. The hero will then become exhausted and cannot be selected again for this round. The Blue Nation now selects their first hero, moving and then harvesting an adjacent plains tile. Oh, what's this? It's a brick from a previous gameplay. It currently sits on its neutral side, meaning that anyone can use it. The brick will stay that way until a nation connects it back to their capital city.
The Green Nation now takes their remaining hero action and harvests another adjacent boulder. Oh, snap! It's a ruined village left over from a previous match. A ruined village can be fixed by spending 3 gold, or collected to add 2 gold to a nation's bank. The Green Nation doesn't have the money to spend fixing, so it decides to collect the gold instead. When collecting or fixing a village, check to see who the village used to belong to. Turns out this village came from the Orange Empire's old glory days. The Green Nation collects the village and moves their hero onto the tile space, becoming exhausted and then adding 2 gold to their nation's bank. The collected village is then returned to its corresponding nation box. The Blue Nation uses their remaining hero to move and then harvest another plains tile, revealing a lava space underneath. Lava cannot be moved across or built upon by normal methods. Now that all heroes from all nations have been exhausted, we move on to the evening phase, where players may build new structures. The Green Nation takes the 2 boulder tiles it had harvested earlier and spends them to create the Lithorum, a sunset relic, placing it underneath a hero they control. Relics cannot be built directly adjacent to other relics on the board, or your capital city unless otherwise stated. The Blue Nation uses its 2 plains tiles to build the Hedron of Hope, another sunset relic. They toss their spent tiles into the Terra bag and add the relic underneath a hero they control. During the evening phase, players may spend resources to buy structures until they run out of funds or space to build upon. With this in mind, the Blue Nation decides they want to build a brick into their network. Bricks can be placed on tile spaces within a hero's range, excluding any cliff sides. The placement of this brick not only reduces the movement cost of its tile space to 1, but also connects the relic to the Blue Nation's capital city. This network will chain to connect the neutral brick adjacent to the now connected relic, flipping it to Blue's control. If the brick is not of the correct color, return it to its corresponding nation and replace it with the brick of the appropriate color. Each brick costs 1 gold to build. Once all players have finished building, the round moves on to the sunset phase. Players now activate all villages and sunset relics under their control. The Green Nation occupies the Lithorum, which allows them to lay up to 3 bricks for free, extending from the relic or their nation's network once connected. Each nation's capital city also acts as a sunset relic, adding 2 gold and 1 favor to their nation's resource pool. The Blue Nation activates the Hedron of Hope, which collects an additional 2 favor tiles each round. The Blue Nation will also collect its capital city's 2 gold and 1 favor, bringing them to 4 favor total. Once all players have finished collecting their payouts, the phase peg moves from sunset to sunrise, and the year peg moves 1 space clockwise along its track, marking the end of a round. The turn order will then cycle its players from left to right, making the Blue Nation the first player to act in the next round. In the sunrise phase, players activate any sunrise relics they control. Neither player currently owns any sunrise relics, so we get to skip that phase for this round. Next comes the morning phase, where each player draws a script and wakes their heroes. Waking costs 1 gold for each hero under a nation's control. The Blue Nation drew the Haste script, which allows them to move a hero they control 1 tile space and become first in the turn order. The Green Nation drew the Frenzy script, which can be used to give a +4 bonus to attack in combat. After scripts are drawn and heroes awoken, the phase peg moves into daytime, and heroes will take their actions once again. To resolve the board for reboxing, each player retrieves their heroes, capital cities, as well as selects a single relic under their control to return to their nation's roster. Players then flip all remaining structures to their neutral or ruined side, and remove or bury any geographic exceptions. All Terra tiles, which were discarded to the Terra bag during the game, are now redistributed to the board. Each tile returned must first be used to cover an existing structure on the board, before tiles can be placed in other areas in the map. In this way, the new topography of the next match is created. Players add all favor tiles back into the board, filling in all depressions until the board is completely flat with 3 layers of tiles once again. The game is now ready to be boxed up, its history preserved for the next group to rediscover in their own conquest for the glory that is Stack World.